Hi guys, I'm welcome to ThrustZone.com. This is Mohit. Sony. Right in front of you is the 2022 Audi Q7. The facelift has finally made it to the Indian market after a really long time because the international variant almost came in late 2020 or early 2021 if I'm right, and it's taken some time, but it's here for the model year 2022. As we know, the Q7 is quite a famous vehicle in its category. It may not be the best, but it is certainly the most famous because of the fact that it suits a certain customer requirement rather well. And with Audis, as always, it's always been the design. And since we also start with the design, let's go into it quickly because there are not much changes. The LED DRLs have changed on the headlamp, and so is the entire headlamp. And it looks really nice like any other Audi. The headlamp always grabs attention, always looks fantastic with every single upgrade. In the front, you can see the new Audi grille just keeps on getting bigger, but for some reason it's not criticized because it's well proportionate and does the job really well. Apologies for the fan that is really loud right now because it's really hot. And yeah, that's the new vents on the rear section, on the lower section of the front bumper. The alloy wheel continues to be the same very slightly because the last time also we told that these alloy wheels don't look really great on this car. There should be something more fancier, but it's not come yet. And of course you can choose it from the showroom, but that is also going to cost you some money. The quattro badging on the side, and the side profile also remains the same, which is more of a crossover. Of course, this car right now is in a setting where the suspension is all the way down, and if you raise the suspension up, it will look like a good almost a legitimate SUV. At the back, the crossover detail continues with this very flat design, almost looks like a huge estate, but it's got a new set of tail lamps which look fantastic. That is the new TFSi badging for the 55. And yeah, the lower half of the bumper continues to be the same. Window profile also is identical to the previous car. Electronic tailgate, reversing camera, reversing sensors, and that's how the boot is loaded right now. Still put a lot of stuff in this boot, and it's got a good amount of space. Lower down here you can see there are the batteries for the mild hybrid system. Electric tailgate, like I told you, it comes down, and as you can see, even the parcel tray on the inside will retract back to its position, so that's also a very nice touch. Rear wash of course is here, and getting inside at the back, as you can see, there are sensors on the back as well. So if the car is locked, you want to get inside the rear first, you have the keys in the pocket, you can go ahead and do that. That's the rear. Continues to be the same in terms of space, so that's not a bad thing because pretty much endless knee room, leg room is on offer with the car. Very good headroom. And before you ask me in the comment section, here is the sunroof, a full size panoramic sunroof. You've got lights here which are touch operated, speakers, AC vents, everything is on offer. And as you can see, the cabin is just lighting up because the sun is at its peak, and we have the entire glass showing us the sky. You have a armrest with cup or can holders, and the seats really comfortable. I have more than enough under thigh support as well, and not more than enough, let's say it's got a decent amount of under thigh support, so that makes it very comfortable is what I'm trying to say. You've got AC vents, charging point below, and yeah, that's pretty much the rear. You've got a height adjustable seat belts on both sides. These entertainment screens are here, and sadly they have a mounting issue because there's a bit of noise coming in from them every time I'm going over that patch of road. Sunshades manual, very surprisingly. Ashtray is on offer. Good size door pockets, and that is it. That's what the rear is all about. And of course you also have buttons on this side of the seat, so you can adjust the seat from here as well. Of course, this is, like I said, fully loaded, and with the 7 seats up, this is still, we tried it out, and it's still best left for kids. That is the rear done. And let me also show you the fact that the seats can be folded down from here, and the suspension can also be lowered. That's great. And there is light here to for the boot on both sides, so that's fantastic in the night. Now let's get to the most important part, is the front cockpit of the car. Electric seats, sadly no ventilation yet, and you've got memory functions, lock, and the usual Windows controls. What we also see is the inclusion of the new virtual cockpit that is on offer with the car, and it works this way. So, and you can control things from here and here. So pretty impressive. That is the screen with the haptic touch. It always feels great. There's nothing really new about this infotainment system. We've seen it in smaller cars that have come earlier, and of course the Q7 is getting it now. And I think it's a pretty good system. It works really well. The buttons, you have to press it this way, you get that very haptic feeling out of it, and I think that's the only part that is bespoke with the Audi infotainment MMI system. As you can see, this opens this way and not that way, so it's best. I think the passengers will be able to use it much, and it looks a little weird that it opens on this side from the driver end. You could argue that it's right or wrong, but it's how it is, and I think Audi must have had constraints of getting it open from this side. Of course, these are the AC controls. That's the parallel park assist. It will park the car for you entirely. All you have to do is use the gear lever and the accelerator. You've got a bare basic ADAS features such as a speed warning, lane departure, and as you can see, it says with certain limits the system recommends a brake visually and acoustically if it detects signs. So this is basically attentive assist, and there are no ADAS features on offer. There's no ventilation seats on offer, and you've got drive select here, which has efficiency, comfort, all road and off road, so that raises the suspension immediately. And I'm pretty sure with the engine it also provides more low end torque. We've not done the off-road part yet. And that's the wireless charging, and a very big armrest which is adjustable, but it takes a bit of effort to do so. Auto hold, electric parking brake. The new gear lever looks really impressive, and that's how the new buttons are for the headlamps in most Audis nowadays. Surprisingly, again, the steering adjustment is also manual. It should have been electric at this price point and in this category. So there are certain features missing in this car, but you have a very good sound system from by Bang & Olufsen. It's fantastic as always, and there's no denying that it definitely helps get the ambience high. Seats really nice, big enough, comfortable, and like I said, ventilation is sorely missed at this price point. I think Audi should start working on that. Cameras are here, 360 degree entirely. The camera quality is also good, could have been better, and I think that's it. That's the front of the car. And now let's. So behind the wheel of the Audi Q7 with its 2022 version, what it is like to drive. Well, earlier we did drive the V6 diesel, and then we ended up driving the 2-liter 4-cylinder petrol motor, which we said was just about adequate and it deserves a V6 petrol. So Audi has heard us, and in the 2022 version what we're driving right now is a V6 TFSi version. And of course, because there is no diesel anymore with the Audi Q7, which is something that at least Mercedes and BMW have. Volvo has obviously gone petrol just like Audi, but diesel missing in the Q7 is something that a lot of customers will truly miss because they enjoyed the diesel in the past. But now let's talk about the present, and this V6 V6 petrol is just like the V6 diesel that we drove. Utterly smooth and very refined, and it's creamy smooth. The power delivery is linear, smooth. It's just the most easiest engine to live with on a daily basis. It doesn't feel like there is in any way it's taxing you in the way it's driving. So I think that's a pretty good aspect, but at the same time it has that typical 6-cylinder character that you expect from the Volkswagen group of engines. That's still there to a certain extent. Of course, there's a lot of insulation, that's the bonnet, the insulation and everything else that is muting the engine noise and the roar that the V6 has offered. As always, it's still there, it's muted. With the BS6 version it's been tamed down as well, but it still has a lot of character, and that's the best part. You don't get to say that often in 2022 when you're reviewing cars, because there's hardly any character left with the engine and gearbox. This 8-speed gearbox is smooth, is seamless, it shifts smoothly, crisply. You don't really feel what's going on. The entire powertrain is just so smooth and seamless that it's just you will really enjoy driving this car because there's hardly any effort with it. So kudos to Audi getting the powertrain right. What they've also gotten right is the way this car drives in the city. The ride quality is absolutely fantastic, even with larger wheels and tires that are on offer, and that is thanks to the adaptive dampers that are on offer, which makes the ride quality really impressive. What is also really great is the way this car maneuvers and behaves in the city. The steering is very light, the lock-to-lock ratio is very tight, and that makes it very easy to drive in the city. I'm just finding myself taking gaps and filling gaps and getting in and out of the city on the road. Really, it's a stress-free affair because the steering is really well calibrated. And but what's not that great is that we were on the highway. We have also taken this car to the mountain roads this time, and we put it in dynamic mode, and despite that, what we did notice is that there is a good amount of body roll, so that makes it not so fun to drive. But there are good brakes and good tires to make sure that it's confidence inspiring and not out and out sporty. It's not the enthusiast car, of course. That would be something else in this category, which we are really can't talk about it right now. That's the story for another day. But what I can tell you is it's a safe, confident, extremely comfortable car to live with on a daily basis. It gets the job done really well. There's hardly any stress with the powertrain, with the mechanics, with the chassis, with the brakes. Everything works very smoothly, very efficiently. Speaking of efficiency, we've been driving it rather carefully on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway after our stint in the Ambi Valley Ghats, and we managed to get out 6.6 liters to the kilometer. So that's also really impressive, considering it's a V6 motor making over 300 horsepower and 400 Newton meters of torque, above those numbers, and that gives it fantastic performance and decent fuel economy, if I say. And 0 to 100 is done under 7 seconds. It's of course got 4-wheel drive, and what we also find very impressive is the performance in the straight line. This is one of the fastest SUVs that we've driven in a very long time. 0 to 200 barely takes any time, and that's really the best part. I think that's what sums up our day with the Audi Q7 here. Like I said in my interior review, that the features are missing. There's no wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. The rear sunshade is also let's say manual. There is no ventilated seats, but there is keyless entry and go and start. There's a virtual cockpit, a very good Bang & Olufsen sound system. All of this still doesn't make the Audi very special like how it was back in the day. This update, if it would have come 2 years ago, would have been brilliant, and if it still was on sale, we would recommend it. But right now, as a new model with so many other great options on offer, it becomes a little difficult to recommend if you are into everything. But if you want something that is effortless to drive, has the iconic silhouette of the Q7 which everybody loves, it's a Bollywood friendly car, and the way it wraps around you when you drive it, when you're being driven around, then also is something you can still look forward to the Audi Q7 if you're in the market for an SUV which deals within the 1 crore mark. Again, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video, share this video, comment if you still have some questions left, and we'll be happy to answer it. Until then, goodbye. I'll see you in the next video.